Welcome back to Module 1, Part 6. In this video, we are taking up Monopoly, Monopolistic competition, and Oligopoly in the Indian context as well as in general, both ways. This is as per the syllabus provided by Mumbai University for first year BA LLB students for 24-25 academic year. Let's start. Economic markets can exhibit markets can exhibit a range of structures. So we are also learning about market structures here. Economic markets can exhibit a range of structures from perfect competition to monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. In this video, we are going to learn only about these three. In India, various industries reflect these market structures, each with its own characteristics, impact on consumers, and role in the economy. Let's explore the key features of monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly in India, providing data and figures wherever it is relevant. Alright, let's start with the monopoly in India. A monopoly occurs when a single firm dominates the market, controlling the supply of a particular good or service with no close substitutes. This is a comprehensive definition. In such markets, the monopolist has significant pricing power, can influence both the quantity and the price of goods and services, no close substitutes, controls the supply of goods and services, and dominates the market and is a single firm. Characteristics of monopoly: single seller. Only one firm produces and sells the product or service. No close substitute. There are no close alternatives to the product offered by the monopolist. There is a high barrier to entry due to factors like economies of scale, legal barriers, and control over resources. New firms cannot easily enter the market. Let's look at examples. Indian Railways. The Indian Railways is a state-owned entity, functions as a monopoly in the country's rail transport sector. With over 12,000 trains operating daily and serving more than 1.3 billion passengers annually, Indian Railways holds a dominant position in both freight and passenger transportation. Despite the rise of private players in the high-speed rail sector, Indian Railways is still the only provider of standard rail service across the nation. Let's look at another example of electricity distribution in some states. In certain states, the government's state electricity board (SEBs) act as monopolists in electricity distribution. For example, in Delhi, BSES Yamuna Power Limited (BYPL) and Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited (TPDDL) provide the majority of the electricity distribution services with limited competition, though private distribution companies now serve other areas. Petroleum distribution by ONGC and IOCL. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation (ONGC) along with Indian Oil Corporation Limited (IOCL) hold a monopoly over the exploration, production, and distribution of petroleum products. They control the largest share of the domestic fuel market, and the price of diesel, petrol, and LPG is largely determined by these state-run entities. So what are we learning here is that they have pricing power. Here they have pricing power. Here we learnt that they have distribution power, that is they control the entire distribution of electricity. Here they have a dominant position. So we are covering all of these points by looking at the examples. In telecommunications, the market for landline service in India has historically been dominated by BSNL. Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Though mobile services have been more competitive, BSNL still holds BSNL still holds a significant market share in rural areas where alternatives like private mobile operators are less prevalent. But this is less limited in some aspect. It is not completely monopolistic here. Sorry, not completely monopoly. Now let's go to monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition is a market structure where many firms sell similar but differentiated products. Okay, many firms sell similar but differentiated products. Each firm has some degree of pricing power due to product differentiation. The competition is not perfect as firms distinguish their offerings through branding, quality, or additional services like advertising. Characteristics of monopolistic competition. There are many sellers. Numerous firms compete, but each firm offers a product that is somewhat different from the others. Product differentiation. Firms differentiate their products based on features, quality, branding, etc. Relatively free entry and exit. There are low barriers to entry, meaning that new firms can enter the market relatively easily. Let's look at few examples of monopolistic competition. Retail sector. The grocery retail market in India, especially urban areas, exemplifies monopolistic competition. Companies like Reliance Fresh, Big Bazaar, and DMart all offer similar products, but each has differentiated their stores through branding, location, pricing strategies, and customer service. For example, DMart offers value pricing and high efficiency store operations, while Big Bazaar focuses on sales promotions and a wider range of products. As of 2023, DMart operates over 300 stores in major cities, becoming one of the largest players in the sector. Next example is of fast food industry. The fast food industry in India is another example of monopolistic competition, like where chains like McDonald's, Domino Pizza, Pizza Hut, and KFC offer similar products, but each differentiates through pricing, menu offerings, and branding. McDonald's, for instance, offers vegetarian options like McAloo Tiki Burger, catering to Indian taste, while Domino's focuses on fast delivery and a wide range of pizza options. Domino's India is one of the leaders in the market with over 1400 outlets in 2023. Smartphone market. The smartphone market in India is characterized by monopolistic competition with multiple companies offering similar products but differentiating based on brand values, features, pricing, and after sales service. Major players like Xiaomi, Samsung, Apple, and Oppo dominate the market. In 2023, Xiaomi and Samsung together held over 50% of the market share. Apple, on the other hand, focuses on high end, premium devices, while brands like Realme and Vivo target the budget conscious consumers. The smartphone market in India grew by 10% in 2023, reaching an annual shipment of approximately 170 million units. So, through examples, we are understanding what a monopolistic competition looks like, and this is the actual way of doing it. Oligopoly in India. An oligopoly is a market structure where a few firms dominate the industry. It is similar to monopoly, except in monopoly there is a single firm, whereas in oligopoly there are few firms which dominate the industry or dominate the market, and each firm's decisions affect the others. While firms in an oligopoly may sell identical or differentiated products, they often engage in strategic interactions such as price leadership, collusion, or product differentiation. There's a cartel also. Characteristics of oligopoly. Few sellers. A small number of firms control the market. Interdependence. Each firm's decisions affect the others. Barriers to entry. High barriers to entry prevent new firms from entering the market easily. Product differentiation or homogeneity. Firms can either sell differentiated products or identical products. Let's look at oligopoly examples in India. Telecom sector. The Indian telecommunications market is an example of oligopoly. The industry is dominated by a few players like Jio, Airtel, Vodafone Idea and BSNL. Jio, which is a subsidiary of Reliance Industries, revolutionized the market by introducing free voice calls and low-cost data, gaining more than 400 million subscribers in 2023. Airtel and Vodafone India have followed suit with competitive data plans. So with the example we can understand how other players are affected by how each player is affected by the other in the oligopoly market. By introducing free voice calls and low cost data, and Airtel and Vodafone Idea have followed suit with competitive data plans, but their pricing and services are closely tied to Jio's moves. The market is also influenced by regulatory bodies like Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Let's look at aviation industry. The Indian aviation market is an oligopoly with only a few dominant airlines such as Indigo, Air India, SpiceJet and GoAir. Indigo leads the market with a share of over 55% of total domestic air traffic. The competition between these airlines is fierce, with regular price wars and discounts to capture market share. Despite the dominance of these firms, entry into the market is difficult due to high capital requirements, government regulations, and the cost of acquiring aircrafts. Automobile industry. The Indian automobile industry is another example of an oligopoly where a few large firms dominate the market. Key players include Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra and Hyundai India. Maruti Suzuki has consistently maintained the largest market share, accounting for around 45 to 50% of all car sales in India as of 2023. Other companies like Hyundai provide competition through differentiated product offerings, but the market is largely controlled by these major players. To conclude, in India, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly represent different degrees of market concentration. While monopoly is often state controlled or restricted to specific industries like railways and petroleum distribution, monopolistic competition can be observed in dynamic sectors like retail and fast food, where firms differentiate their products. The oligopolistic nature of industries like telecom, aviation, and automobiles reflects the dominance of a few large firms with high barriers to entry and significant interdependence among competitors. These market structures shape pricing, consumer choice, and competition dynamics in the Indian economy. Thank you very much for listening. Do consider subscribing if you haven't, and share the link of these videos in your friends group. Take care. Bye bye.